All right, hi. Welcome to Access Bellingham. I'm Arrow Johnson. Today I want to talk about organization. How do we organize our folders, our subfolders? How do we organize our media? How do we organize all of our video assets on our hard drive to have the most successful experience editing? If you've worked with me before, you know I talk about organization a lot. I really think that organization can be the difference between having a good experience and a bad experience when you're editing. If you're well organized, you can find your clips quickly. You can move very fast. You can kind of get into that zone because you know where everything's at. When it comes to archiving footage or repurposing footage for something else, or just finding your assets, it's really easy to do. And if you're not organized, it's the opposite of this. I've seen people lose entire shoot days. Clips can go offline. And if you have all of your clips completely disorganized, it's really hard to edit quickly. It's really hard to find that rhythm because you're constantly stopping and looking and trying to find that video clip. Under a minute is what it takes to get organized. And that 1 minute can save you literally hours of time, days of work if you lose footage, and can make you have a better project in the end. So it's really, really important to get organized. Having taught for a while, I see this as being something that a lot of people don't do. It gets really exciting to just get in and get started, and it can be a little bit tricky at first when you don't know your organization system. It can maybe be a little confusing, and it's where disasters happen. When you're editing, it's really easy to go back and fix mistakes or things that you want to change. But if you're disorganized and you lose your video clips or you accidentally erase footage, that's the stuff that can't be fixed down the road. Whatever your system is, there's just two things you want to do. One, you want to be really clear. So if you're organizing your files and folders, you want to name them something obvious. If you're putting all of your video clips into a folder, call it video clips, call it clips, call it footage, call it video media. Call it something, just name it something that's really clear so you know what it is and anyone you're working with can figure it out. The second part of it is be consistent. It can be a little, as you're first getting started, maybe it takes a little time to get organized. But if you do the same thing every single time, then down the road, it'll just become second nature. I'd be surprised. It takes me maybe 1 minute to get organized. It's and I don't even really think about it. And that'll happen to anyone. It's very simple stuff. It'll happen to you if you just do the same thing every time. I'm going to show you my organization system. Again, there's no universal way to do this. It just happens to be how I do it. It's not the right way. It may not even be the fastest or the best way. It's just how I do it. And it's actually based on, I've been doing this for 20 years now, so it's really based on how folder structures were created back in the days of film and early video. If you want to make adjustments to it, you're more than welcome to do that. Again, just be consistent and make it clear for yourself and be consistent, and you'll be in good shape. All right, let's jump onto the computer and we'll get started. Wait, before we jump onto the computer, last important note is don't let the computer make decisions for you. You choose how to organize your files, how to organize your folders, subfolders, and where to put your files. When you first put in your media card, Your computer may, if your editing program is open, it may ask you, do you want to import the media? If you don't have an editing program, iPhoto or iMovie may open up and say, hey, do you want us to import this media? I always say no, because if I let iPhoto do it, then I don't know where that media is. It could be maybe it's in my Photos folder under a subfolder that says media. I just have no idea where it is. And that's really important. You want to be able to find it. You want to be able to find your video clips very quickly. So again, don't let the computer do it. In a moment, I'm going to show you how to build your folder structure, where you want to put your files, and you want to do it, and you want to take charge. So this is not the boss. You are the boss. So take charge of where you put all of your assets. Now let's get started. All right, here we are on our external hard drive, and this should not take long. Very simple, but very important. How we want to start is we want to create a folder on our external hard drive that will contain all of our video assets. So one folder, everything goes into that one folder. So hypothetically, let's say we're making a video profiling a baker. So we'll start by making a folder called Best Bakery. That's the name of the bakery. Best Bakery. Everything goes into this folder. Let's open that folder up. What kind of video assets might we need? Well, we might need our video clips. I always call this folder Clips Best Bakery. You'll notice I keep saying Best Bakery over and over again because, again, I'm not trying to be tricky. I just want to keep it real clear. Then we also have our, we're working in Final Cut Pro, so we have our Final Cut Pro library. If we're working in Premiere, we'll have our Premiere project. Whatever editing system you're working on, you'll need somewhere to save that the work that you're doing. Now this is where it becomes really my own system, because what I do now is, because it's called Best Bakery, I'll use capital B, Best Bakery. Edit. And that's where I'll put all of my editing work. Now I may have all sorts of other folders here. I might have my photos. I might have my Best Bakery music. I could have Best Bakery graphics. And these can go on and on. Don't be shy about making a lot of folders. The better organized you are, the better off you're going to be. And often that means making plenty of folders so you can find things really quickly. If you have logos, Best Bakery logo. Some people might want to put their logo with the graphics, and that would be fine. But there's nothing wrong with knowing exactly that your logo is in one place and any sort of graphic elements you have is in another place. There are two other folders that are really important that I always make. I'm going to have my master video. And that is where I put my final video. And within this folder, I'll have another folder, a subfolder called Share. Maybe I need a version for Access Bellingham that has different compression settings. Maybe I have a version for YouTube that has special compression settings. Or maybe you want to make a highly compressed one that you can share through email, something like that. If you have different versions of your master, you can put those into the Share folder. So your folder structure ends up looking like like this. Now, within this clips folder, this is real important, within this clips folder, you're going to have different folders for each day of shooting. So, if one day you film at the bakery, it might say, Bakery Day 1, or the date. Maybe you spent a day getting interviews. I have my own system for interviews. Instead of spelling out the whole word, I just put INT. So, interview with Jody. She's the head baker. If there's another day where the bread truck was delivering to local restaurants, I might have a folder called delivery. I will break up all of my clips into different folders depending on what I'm doing. And usually I don't have more than 10 or 20 clips in any one folder. So for example, if I have 50 clips in Bakery Day 1, I'll even divide that up. I'll take Bakery Day 1 and turn it into Bakery Morning and Bakery Afternoon. Or Bakery Oven. What matters is that you can find your clips really quickly. So for example, if during the interview with Jody, she says something about the oven, you can jump right up to your bakery oven clips and find those clips. All right. And that's it. So now when you open up Final Cut Pro and you create a new library, where do you want to put that library for the bakery clips? You're going to jump right over to Best Bakery, and that goes into your Edit folder. And I'm going to name it Best Bakery again. There we go. So as you can see, everything is contained in one folder. You've taken control of the folder structure, you know right where everything's at, and if you're consistent, you can do this the same way every single time. All right. This is one of those situations where I know I've said the same thing over and over again, but in my experience, I found that it's not as exciting. This isn't as sexy as color correction or something like that. So a lot of people ignore it, and it ends up getting them in trouble. All right, until next time, stay healthy and stay organized. We will see you soon.